Dragon Ball Z is one of the most loved and one of my favourite animes of all time, including Super and original Dragon Ball and GT, and all the movies. The canon Z series was amazing and it got remade into Dragon Ball Kai in 2009, but with that came the release of the Blu-rays and the DVD box set, so it's kind of confusing to know which one to buy. In this video, I'm going to be running down the comparison between the DVD and the Blu-ray for Dragon Ball Z Kai, because I bought both versions by mistake, because I'm an idiot. So let's have a rundown. First, we've got the season sets of Kai on Blu-ray and the season sets of Kai on DVD. So let's run over the main differences between the Blu-ray and the DVD and see if it's worth you buying them. Firstly, resolution. The DVD sits at 720 by 576, which is standard SD DVD resolution, and the Blu-ray is 1440 by 1080. Both of these are in 4:3 aspect ratio. Here's the frame size for the 1440 by 1080, and the SD DVD frame size sits inside it, and it's a little under 4 times smaller, so you get essentially 4 times more pixels, give or take. As you go to a bit rate, the DVD sits at 5 megabit a second, while the Blu-ray sits at 19.7 megabit. It's almost 4 times more bitrate, which is very good for quality. As it goes to bit depth and color, they both use a 420 chroma subsampling, and they're both 8-bit. First, let's look at some examples. Here's the DVD footage of the moment when Frieza destroys Planet Vegeta and kills Bardock in the process in the epilogue to Dragon Ball Z Kai. Now let's look at the same scene but from the Blu-ray. I want you to pay close attention to the lines and the sharpness within the highlights and the shadow areas of the picture. As I said before, the colour isn't really changed much at all, if anything, so it's more about the actual resolution and contrast of the lines and their definition and your ability to see them clearly so they're not blurry or fuzzy. Here's some stills. This is from the DVD. Now pay close attention to the lines. You can see they become much more pronounced in the Blu-ray version. If we zoom in quite a bit to the DVD version, so we've got some color, we've got some highlights, some shadows, everything becomes more crisp and more easy to look at, and it becomes nicer looking. We look at another still. This is of Frieza again. Pay close attention to Frieza. He comes into focus in the Blu-ray version, allowing you to see more details in his face and also his hover pod. They become more pronounced and you can actually see the detail, which is very nice. The next scene we're going to look at is another part of the epilogue to Dragon Ball Z Kai, which is the recap of Dragon Ball. I chose this part because it's a mix of remastered as well as reanimated footage. This is the reanimated footage, I'm assuming, because it looks way crisper than everything else, and this is the remastered. We're going to look at the Blu-ray version now, and you can definitely see that the lines are more pronounced, they're sharper, you can see a nice separation between lines of contrast, and it's not all kind of meshed together and blurry. It looks much cleaner, much crisper, and it looks much nicer to look at, in my opinion. It makes it more of a pleasurable experience. We'll look at the stills from the DVD versus the Blu-ray, and when we go over the Blu-ray you'll see that also we get a slight bit more picture. It's slightly zoomed in on the DVD version. I think it's just a conversion between SD and HD, which is the problem. So if we go through this reanimated scene, again, you can see the lines are much more pronounced, they're sharper, especially with the newly animated stuff. It comes in a lot cleaner. The next one we're going to look at is another part of the epilogue, and it's the wrap-up to the end of Dragon Ball, which is Goku's fight with Piccolo and his marriage to Chi-Chi. Again, like, if you look at this footage, it doesn't look terrible. I mean, it's not amazing. It doesn't look like quite HD quality, but you can get a pleasurable experience from watching the DVD. Now, this is from the Blu-ray. You can see that the lines are more pronounced and they're sharper and they're clearer, and this makes the colors look like they're popping more. The color hasn't actually changed. As I showed before, that the color has stayed relatively the same. It's just the lines that have been more pronounced and they make the colors look better. These final stills, they highlight the differences quite well to me. If you look at the rocks flying up when Piccolo's hitting the floor, it's just, you can obviously tell a massive difference. If we zoom in, you can see that it goes from blurry to that might as well be the full frame. It's really well pronounced. So you can go on Amazon and you can buy the DVD for about £20, or you can go get the Blu-ray for about £28, £27, $26, $25, depending on where you buy it. So there is about a 40% price increase, but is the Blu-ray worth it? Well, to me, if you want to watch Dragon Ball Z Kai in the highest quality possible, you want to have a collection of the most high quality episodes that you can possibly watch and have the most pleasurable, most enjoyable experience from watching all the classic episodes like Goku vs Nappa, Goku vs Vegeta, the Frieza fight on Namek, Majin Buu, the Cell Saga, androids, everything like that, then I would say you get the Blu-ray, save up a little bit more money. I mean, the difference is massive, to be honest. It's like 4 times the resolution, 4 times the bit rate. It's really a much better viewing experience, but again, the DVDs don't look horrible. They look okay, they look good, you can watch it quite easily on them. But again, the Blu-ray is just that premium, it's that extra little bit of quality that's going to make it the amazing experience that you want out of your Dragon Ball collection. And like I say, it's a collection. You can stream this, you can find this online, but you buy the Blu-rays to get the best quality. So it really comes down to how well you want to enjoy the series and how much money you have, but again, you can save up. This has been my DVD versus Blu-ray comparison for Dragon Ball Z Kai. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you'd like more content relating to this sort of thing in the future, let me know in the comments. But until then, stay tuned for the next exciting episode of AxoniusRex.